Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Welcome, distinguished guests, veterans, visitors, ladies and gentlemen. I am Frank Lease, the president of the Pickens County Veterans Memorial Park. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you to the Pickens County Veterans Memorial Park. On this occasion of the dedication of the Veterans Memorial, on behalf of the planners of this dedication, I would like to thank the Pickens County Veterans Memorial Park members, City of Jasper, Pickens County, and the Community Bank of Pickens County for allowing us to present this dedication. I also like to thank all the participants of the veterans organizations, the American Legion, Post 149, U.S. Marine Corps, Detachment 1280, Disabled American Veterans, Chapter 47, the Daughters of the American Revolution, and the North Georgia Veterans Association, who joined us here today. This has been a vision, a strong vision 3 years ago. In 18 months, this was built by veterans, the citizens of Pickens County. This belongs to Pickens County. We want you to know that. I'd now like to bring Gerald Faulkner, our chaplain, for our organization to present the invocation.
Almighty God, everlasting Father, whose greatness has been witnessed throughout history of humanity, we stand in awe of your power and might. In humble adoration, we praise your holy name. By your infinite wisdom, you have guided our ancestors in good times as well as bad. You have ordered their lives in times of peace and throughout periods of distrust between peoples that erupted in war. By their perseverance, we continue to know of your mercy and grace. Now we call upon you to continue to direct our steps and to order our lives that they may be dedicated to your praise and glory. We are gathered now in this place, a place we would set aside to honor the men and women of our armed forces. Men and women who by giving of themselves have endured separation from family and friends, have given of time and skills, have placed freedom for others above their own safety. In the performance of duty, some have paid the price of loss of bodily members. Some have given their all, even their very lives, to call to this service. To all of these brave individuals, we owe much gratitude. Yet, too often, we have failed to recognize or appreciate their bravery, their unselfish dedication to duty, and criticized the cause for which they have been called to. Today, in their honor, we now dedicate these monuments, crafted by human hands with love, as tributes to all who have answered the call to duty as members of our military forces. We take for granted the unmentionable actions that may have been necessary in the pursuit of freedom. No longer may we fail to give thanks to those whose actions are too often left unappreciated. May this place, these monuments and statues, be a reminder of the sacrifices that have been made and will be made in the feeble attempts to make the world a better place. May we be enriched by your blessings. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Please stand, if you can, for the presentation of the colors. Please be aware, based on the National Defense Authorization Act of 2008, allows ununiformed service members, military retirees, and veterans to render a hand salute during the presentation of the U.S. flag and the national anthem. Please continue to stand, if you can, for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does our star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, of the brave.
I want to thank you again for attending this dedication and hope you've enjoyed what has been presented to you. First and foremost, I want to begin today by recognizing all those among us, past, present, and future, of the great brothers and sisterhood we all call the U.S. military, our veterans. It is their service and sacrifice that has kept our country safe and free. There are 11 principles of armed forces leadership. This memorial has been built on those principles besides devotion and pride. This memorial belongs to the citizens of Pickens County. Respect this memorial for those who came before you and the future generations. Honor it forever. A great leader once said, "The soldier is the army. No army is better than soldiers. The soldier is also a citizen. In fact, the highest obligation and the privilege of citizenship is that of being arms of one's country." General George S. Patton. Another leader said, "A passion for life is contagious and uplifting. Passion cuts both ways. I want to create passion in my life. And with those I care for, I want to feel, experience, and live every emotion I will ever suffer through the bad for the heights of the good. Pat Tillman, football star, who joined the Army Rangers after 9/11 and was killed in action in Afghanistan. No matter what branch you served in, whenever you were in peace, time, or war, whatever job path or how many years you served, raising your hand and committing to yourself to the service, the military, is a brave and selfless act. This is why this Veterans Memorial Park was created and built to honor our past, present, and future veterans. Isn't this a great country? Yeah. Don't we want to make America great? I thank you for your time. I'd now like to introduce Ray Smith, Senior Vice President and Project Manager for the Pickens County Veterans Memorial Park. Ray has been influential in raising funds and organizing the development of this memorial. Ray Smith.
Thank you, Frank. And let me add my welcome to the folks here today. I suspect that most everybody here is either a veteran or in some way related to one. And for that, I thank you very much for your service. I'd like to, can you hear me okay? Okay, good. No.
Bring the mic closer. Yeah.
How about now? Okay, good. All right. Well, I'd like to first give a special thank to Frank Least and especially Melissa Jordan of the Community Bank, who is the Director of Publicity or Events for the bank, and she really did a job. All this, you can thank Ms. Jordan for that. And I think between the two of them, I think we ought to give them a little thank you, maybe. Thank you very much. Okay, well, I hope you have enjoyed the dedication so far, but stay seated. We have a little more for you before it's over, but we promised 45 minutes, and that's what we'll shoot for. You know, here's to me a remarkable fact. Only 1% of the citizens of the United States, or less than 1%, serve in the military. Yet, in this little county here, Pickens County, 12% of this county are veterans. That's approaches 4,000. That's amazing. And we thank you for that. It's one of the highest veterans per capita in the state of Georgia. That shared service joins us together like no other bond. The camaraderie we share in military service helps define us. I can honestly say that the time I spent as a member of the United States Army is the best of my life. Even after I left the Army, it will stay with me and define me till the day I die. This memorial recognizes all who have worn the uniform of the United States military, whether in war or in maintaining peace. If you wore the uniform, you're a veteran and you should be proud. Thomas Paine said, "Those who expect to reap blessings of freedom must undergo the fatigue of supporting it." Many of you today have borne that burden and experienced the fatigue of waging war in order to bring about peace. To you, I say thank you. Thank you for setting the example that inspired me and my peers to raise our hands in voluntary service to this great nation. This new memorial serves a very important purpose, it being one of few that recognize those who have given their lives in war and all those who have served our military since the Revolutionary War, in or out of wartime, peace or in war. For some, it meant the worldwide conflict of the two great wars, World War I and World War II. For others, or a lifetime of peacekeeping missions of the tent standoff in the Cold War. Others in the jungles of Vietnam and Korea, Panama, the Middle East, and other conflicts in which we have asked our military to serve over the years. Winston Churchill once said, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few." So today, to honor that debt, I would like you to take time to honor service members and their families, past, present, and future, in some way. First, make an effort to promote military service for our youth. In a time of war, volunteers for service are hard to find, but promoting military service goes beyond that, way beyond that. We need to do a better job of letting our younger generation know that the military is a viable and valuable career option with unlimited opportunities. It's not just in combat, but in support of those in combat. Those are very vital and important jobs. And finally, if you're a vet, share your story with others. Let everyone know what you've been doing when you were serving. And appreciate the personal service of your neighbors. If you're not a vet, find someone in your life who is and ask them about their service, or simply say thank you for your service. Right now, may I ask everyone who is a vet or a member of a family member who is a vet, excuse me, please raise your hand or stand if you can. That's just about everybody here. Thank you all, and thank each other for your support. Okay, so that concludes my remarks. We appreciate you being here, and I want to say this, that if you'll take a look at the monument here, after you conclude, take a look around the monument, the 5 military branch monuments, and then the bricks of honor that surround the monument, which ultimately we believe will cover the entire hillside. All right, okay, next to speakers, we have Rick Rice. Rick is the past commander of the American Legion. And so he represents the American Legion, and he's going to offer us a few words.
Thank you, Ray. Well, at least I don't have to tell you who I am, because Ray's done a good job of that. I'd like to welcome everybody to this community celebration and dedication of this Veterans Memorial, particularly the people of Pickens County. When we decided to do this dedication, we decided amongst ourselves this was not a time to pat each other on the back for a job well done. Several years ago, one of our American Legion and also a member of the Marine Corps League noticed that there was nothing in this community to recognize the veterans that came from this community. The sole monument that we have sitting on our courthouse dedicates itself to those killed in action. Well, there were more than just those killed in action that served. Many came home. Many deserved recognition. And today we're finally getting to do that in Pickens County. I'm so very proud of this community, because once that idea was put forth to the community, and I'll admit the individual had to push a little hard to get people to believe we were going to do it. And I honestly thank him for it. This thing started to roll. The mayor got involved and told us that we could use this piece of property to build on. The community leaders got involved, particularly, and I want to thank this group with all my heart, Pickens County Community Bank. Not only did the president of that bank jump in and grab hold of this thing, but his employees volunteered to raise money, and they have worked their tails off in making this come to fruition. Also, I'd like to thank the individual military groups that came out, from the American Legion through the Marine Corps League, DAV, DAR. There were so many military groups. So many people in this community have been veterans. And Ray was giving you the numbers, but I think he made a little mistake. He said that it was the largest number percentage-wise of anybody in the biggest percentage in this county, or any county for the state, sorry. It's the biggest percentage for anybody, any county in the United States. That's an amazing figure, folks. Anyway, you have every right to be proud of yourselves. If you didn't serve in the service yourself, and obviously you've had loved ones that have, you still served by thanking your veterans through this memorial. I want to thank you on behalf of the American Legion. You have reminded us that this is why we were willing to fight and die for you and this country. Again, thank you, and I'll turn it back over to Ray to introduce the next speaker.
Thank you, Rick, and thank the American Legion. Okay, next up is Bill Craig. He is represents and is a member of the Marine Corps League. Bill?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bill Craig. I'm a member of the Marine Corps League, North Georgia Mountains Detachment 1280, Jasper, Georgia. Excuse me. Many years ago, I took a journey. Like many other veterans, we did not know what path we would take, but we took an oath to defend our country and our Constitution. I'm glad to say that many here today would proudly put that uniform on again and defend our country. That is, if it would fit. Today, we dedicate the Pickens County Memorial to all the men and women who died wearing the uniform, those who wore the uniform, and the ones who wear it today. To everyone who had a part in the planning and the building of this memorial, I salute you. One of President Ronald Reagan's famous quotes was, "Some people wonder all their lives if they've made a difference. Marines don't have their problem." Hoorah! Sure, I'm a proud Marine, but everyone here today is making a difference by honoring our heroes. I would like to read a poem that I came across many years ago. It was by a young lady by the name of Adrian Brett. It goes something like this. You may not know me the first time we meet. I'm just another you see on the street. But I am the reason you walk and breathe free. I am the reason for your liberty. I am a veteran. I work in the local factory all day. I own the restaurant just down the way. I sell your insurance. I start your IV. I've got the best looking grandkids you'll ever see. I'm your grocer. I'm your banker. Your child's school teacher. I'm your plumber, your barber, your family's preacher. But there's a part of me you don't know very well. Just listen a moment and our story I'll tell. I'm a veteran. I joined the service while still in my teens. I traded my jeans for camouflage greens. Like my family, I'd do something like this. I followed my father like he followed his. Defying my fears and hiding my doubt, I married my sweetheart before I shipped out. I missed Christmas, did Easter, the birth of my son, but I knew I was doing what had to be done. I served on the battlefront, I served on the base. I bound up the wounded and begged for God's grace. I gave orders to fire, I followed commands. I marched into conflict in far distant lands. In the jungle, the desert, the mountains and shores, in bunkers, in tents, on dank earthen floors. While I fought on the ground, in the air, on the sea, my family and friends were home praying for me. For the land of the free and the home of the brave, I faced my demons in foxholes and caves. Then one dreaded day without a drummer or fife, I lost an arm, my buddy lost his life. I came home and moved on, but forever was changed. The perils of war in my memory remain. I think that's a poem that most veterans here today can reflect on. So, again, thank you very much, and may God bless you in Semper Fidelis.
Thank you, Bill. Great job. And by the way, each of the three local Jasper located anyway, military organizations have been greatly supportive of this monument back here. So our next up is Joe Ledbetter, and he represents the Disabled American Veterans, Chapter 47. Joe.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen and family members. Thank you all for coming out today to help us dedicate this. Okay, I thought I needed over here. Thank you for being out here today to help us dedicate this Veterans Memorial. I'm thankful for having the privilege of representing my DAV Pickens County Honor Guard, Chapter 47, as a steering committee member. Although I have been a resident of Cherokee County the majority of my adult life, I was born and raised in Pickens County, and I still feel at home here due to many good friends, classmates, and fond memories of times gone by. As we dedicate this memorial to all the veterans in Pickens County, either natives or transplants, we appreciate all that had a part in this undertaking. I'm happy to have made many new friends as we have brought this program together. I think it is great for everyone in the city and county to have this beautiful place to show their appreciation to all veterans who have served our country's military. Without our veterans, we would not have the opportunity to enjoy the many freedoms and opportunities that we have been blessed with. Thank you, veterans, for service, and may God bless you all.
I also would like to identify our treasurer, who has been the treasurer for this association for, what, 4 years, 5 years? Tom Lindsay, would you stand up, please? He's done a great job. He's been right with it all along. Next is a guy that, friend of mine, and not that they're not all friends of mine, but this guy have been an encouragement to me for a long time once I joined the American Legion. And he's been with Wayne Poore from the beginning when they first started planning this memorial. And I would just like to introduce to you Mr. Ron Wheeler. Oh, there he is.
Greetings to the community of Pickens County. You have stepped up and supported as well as constructed the memorial, which is to honor, remember, reflect, and recognize those family members who stepped between freedom of citizens of the United States of America and those who would deny us that God-given right. My honor has been to be part of this ongoing effort to see this come to life. The absolute beauty and spirit of this memorial is a testament to the togetherness of all who love and appreciate this country. My thanks for making this Veterans Memorial a reality. Pickens County community, your family, and this memorial is proof. As we are brothers and sisters under the fatherhood of God, who has given us life and freedom, we will always remember that these are blessings from Him, and there are those who's willing to protect that which is so graciously given to us.
Thank you, Ron. He's not always that brief. But anyhow. Okay, next, Gary Bledsoe, who is the Vice President of the association and also in charge, more importantly, in charge of the Bricks of Honor. So those of you who have donated your $125 and gotten a Brick of Honor, you've probably gotten to know Gary, and I know Gary would like to talk.
Yeah, I would just like to say a few words about the bricks. Start with, I thank you all for coming out. And it's hard to believe, but we broke ground August the 15th of last year. It's about 6 days from now. We started selling or asking for the donations for the bricks about 17 months ago. And through those donations, we have probably paid for somewhere around 80% of this memorial. So I wish to thank all the veterans and community of Pickens County that has contributed to this memorial in one way or another. We have installed over 600 bricks out here now, with another 40 some odd to be installed in a few days. And some of them are as far away as Alabama, New York, Michigan, Florida, and Alaska. This memorial is for the veterans and the citizens, for the hopes that the parents and grandparents will bring their kids to the memorial to explain the various wars over the years and how we have our freedom today that makes us to be a free nation that we are. As you do view and walk around the memorial, we ask you not to walk on the bricks out of courtesy and respect. As you walk around, there are many different and unique bricks. For example, one of them is the rail splitters. It's a story, if you look it up on the internet, it's a story, or there is a story written about them. It was the 84th Infantry in World War II. There are several battleships out there. It's interesting to look them up on the internet. One of them, even a movie was made about it. Some of the stories are tough, but as the stories were told to me, most remembered that this is the greatest nation on earth, and because of the veterans, we are able to have this dedication today in a free country that we can pay tribute to all that have served this great land we call the USA. Our thanks goes out to the veterans past, present, and future. Many gave their lives and many more were wounded. With that said, we are accepting donations, and I had someone already ask me today, we're doing these donations for these bricks indefinitely. They will be paying for additions to the park and upkeep and whatever. And the forms are available over under the red tent. If you have trouble locating your brick or a loved one's brick, ask a host. They have a copy of the directory. They will be happy to assist you. The directory is also on the website at pickensvetmemorial.com. You can either download it or just look up the particular brick you're looking for. If you have any questions at all, please see me after the dedication or call the numbers on the form, 706-253-0501. And we'd like to thank you all for coming out and have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, as I said, you know, one more thing here. I always have one more thing, as everybody up here knows. But anyhow, what I'd like to do is all you veterans out here, you know, the families often, and you've heard that mentioned up here, often make a greater sacrifice than the veterans do, because they don't know where you are, don't know what happened to you. And I would like right now for the veterans to give the families an applause. Thank you very much. All right, now it is my pleasure, my honor, and to introduce my friend who really is the partner with my partner anyway in the construction of this, and I think he carried me right through rather well. His name is John Trammell. Of all things, he's president and chief executive officer of the Community Bank of Pickens County. That bank and John Trammell have been incredible in helping us construct this thing. John never realized he had this one thing in him, and that is to become a general contractor. We had a couple of contractors up front, but they got busy with the weather last year and got behind on their own work, and so John took over, and John just done a heck of a job, and I'm going to shut up and let John talk.
Guys, y'all heard him say that, didn't you? I'm very happy to be here this morning attending this dedication ceremony for our Veterans Memorial. It's been an honor of mine to work with these veterans and with all the others that have been involved in bringing this dream to reality. Back in the fall of last year, when we got very serious about making this happen, many of the guys have already spoken about it, but our first criteria was to make this thing a community project. We immediately started out doing that. Thankfully, we can say at this date and this time when it's finished that we held true to this charge. I would ask each and every one of you here today, before you leave, to just take a look at the banner on the left of the memorial back here. It has the name of some companies and patriotic individuals who took time from their busy schedules and helped make this project a reality. There were over 35 local patriotic individuals and companies who answered the call. I will tell you right now, I never picked the phone up and called on anyone that they did not say yes. And it's to them we owe a debt of gratitude for what we have here today. If you see them here today or run into them somewhere else, please thank them. Tell them we appreciate it. Also on your program, on the back, there's a few additions. As some of you know, we were running pretty close. We had some weather and some other issues, so we had to call on some other folks, and we added them onto the back of your program. So we apologize for not having them on the banner, but they're in your program. Do them say thank you to them likewise. A final note. My father was a veteran. My uncles were veterans in World War II, Korea. I'm not a veteran. So it's been a special honor for me to serve with these veterans on this committee. And I think it gives me a little leeway here this morning in what I have to say. I want to leave you with this thought. Vets, thank you for bravely doing what you were called to do so we can safely do what we're free to do. Thank you.
I would like Ron to come in and explain the flag retirement box.
Well, since nobody had explained it, the box that you see over to your right-hand side there, it is a flag retirement box. Don't put your flags in a place that there is not of honor. Please put it in the flag retirement box that's built, custom built for this, and they will be collected by the Sons of the American Legion, and they will be retired ceremoniously and with honor. Also, there's a donation slot in there. Just wanted to mention that.
Thanks, Ron. You know, Murphy, I don't know if you ever heard of Murphy's Law or not, but I always thought he was an optimist. But anyhow, when he said things can go wrong, will go wrong, and they sometimes go wrong. So anyhow, this pretty much concludes the service. We have two more things for you guys to appreciate as we honor the memorial and our veterans. And well, first there will be the 21 gun salute, which all veterans should stand that can. and salute. Hold your salute for echo taps. Order arms, yeah, right, good idea. Okay, well listen, I want to thank everybody for being here today. I want to close with God bless America, God bless our military, and God bless you for coming. Thank you very much, and have a good day.